There we go. Hello?
Hello. How are you?
Oh, not bad. I still live, despite the attempts of my enemies.
You have enemies?
Sure.
How could I forget that? Yeah, Sunday is the day that one of my best friends will stream.
Yeah, so you just started bloody Wrath of the Righteous.
Yeah. So
Ah,
I admit I've been having a few problems as of late. I don't know if it's like a RAM issue or stuff that's going on, but I've been occasionally crashing.
I mean, that could just be the game.
Some games are just kind of bad with how they're programmed.
Well, as far as the first game, pretty well. Nice to replay it. It's something in cryo again.
Hmm.
So, what do you got there, Andrew?
Sparkling juice.
Well, something that I've been trying lately is bottled sodas. I found that, surprisingly, I enjoy a nice cream soda.
Yeah, creaming soda's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
One of my
you know, the best way I can describe it? It's a root beer float in soda form.
I remember for a while when I went to game stores for tournaments and stuff, cream soda was my soda of choice for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, bloody I'm not sure. This would probably have to be in the uh domain of imports, but the best creaming soda I've ever had is Bundaberg creaming soda.
I've never heard of that one, I'm
But
afraid.
Bundaberg is an Australian brewery. They mainly do like rum, um,
Yeah.
bourbon, and that. But they've actually, I'd say, in about the past 10 years, have been spreading out and like doing uh like other drinks, even non-alcoholic drinks.
Yeah, I've seen their ginger beer popping up in a few stores.
Yeah.
And at one of the import stores around here for a while, they were selling some other flavors that I thought were really good, like guava and blood orange were some favorites that I were really liking, but they're not stocking them at the moment, which makes me
Yeah.
sad because they were really tasty.
Yeah.
Hmm.
The thing that I find funny though is like I've mentioned this before when I've mentioned Bundaberg, is their mascot is a polar bear, and I'm just
That's,
like,
hmm.
it's an Australian-based company, and in a, I believe, based in one of the hotter parts of Australia.
That
I
is
guess
pretty
I guess a
weird.
polar bear makes sense. It's like, yeah, it's cool and refreshing.
Don't you
I
wish you were
know, but,
somewhere else?
yeah. Though, whenever I think of polar bears and soda, I always think of the koala bears.
Yeah, I know Coke. Coke had a polar bear mascot for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go. Plot.
Here we go.
Do 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 do. Boom. Oh, by the way, apparently Battlefield 2042 is so bad, more people are playing Battlefield 5 on Steam. That already was pretty bad.
Wow.
Yeah,
I mean, it's had at least over a year of fixes.
but I'm guessing they're not very good fixes.
Battlefield 5. Oh man, I like a lot of people dropped Battlefield 5 when they made a huge change to the time to kill. I believe they increased the time to kill, which is like you don't want to like. It's kind of funny how there is a big debate and like what the time to kill should be in shooters. And it's actually one of the reasons I don't like Halo, because Halo's time to kill is really high. It's like you can put like an entire clip into someone and they can still basically turn around and like kill you because they've got a higher powered weapon. And again, that's the shield effect.
Hmm.
So it works in Overwatch because Overwatch is a hero shooter, so therefore having a high time to kill is usually because you're shooting a tank, whereas if you're shooting the DPS, they have to rely on more defensive abilities to actually survive, like movement and whatnot.
Yeah, there's something to be said for having each of those methods for, like, if it's very quick or if it's, takes a while, or if it is a mix, kind of like Overwatch. I know for a while I think that was something that I liked about Halo compared to, like, Call of Duty and some other shooters like that, where, I mean, I'll just kind of admit it, I'm kind of shit at it in multiplayer, so having that little bit of extra time to turn and face your opponent and have a chance to scramble out of it is something I like.
Yeah.
But I can get how there's some people how it's like, there's less emphasis on quickness and skill in that sense.
That is completely fair. At least Halo does have game modes that emulate the whole Twitch-based shooters and like SWAT and snipers and
Yeah, stuff that
those,
does like
those are
reward
those
skill based play.
Yeah.
yeah.
I also kind of hate the term Twitch-based shooter because it's like I think it's just because I've seen some games be labeled as Twitch-based shooters when they've got a very low time to kill, but that low time to kill encourages more methodical gameplay. Like, um, Rainbow Six Siege was a good is a good one because it's like if you die in that, then you just have to wait until the next round.
That's a
So
good point. When the penalty for death is that high, it goes from Twitch-based to methodical.
yeah,
Which, I mean, like, I would personally say there's nothing inherently bad with the term Twitch, but, like, because it's more like just the idea is that it's about very quick reflexes and all that, but considering good Twitch can be seen as a not planned movement, technically speaking,
yeah.
I could see what you mean.
Like it's I don't really have a problem with the term itself. It's just like it has that connotation of coming from Call of Duty, where you can basically just sprint around the map and just shoot anything that moves because you can just there's no penalty for death really. It's like, oh, you die, okay, so just wait about 10 seconds to respawn. If actually I think it's even like 5 seconds mostly.
Though that in itself reminds me of something I remember hearing some people complain about when, yeah, I was briefly playing it and hearing about it is um how how ridiculous it feels sometimes that you can have someone absolutely dominate just with a knife when being face off against someone with a gun.
Yeah. Yes. Uh, yeah, and especially like the animations of knifing in Call of Duty are so
Yeah,
bad.
it is
They're
pretty
like
crazy.
little swipes that wouldn't actually really leave a serious injury.
Yeah. Like I think maybe it would be another thing if it was like something where it was like an elaborate stabbing animation that forced you to stay still for a moment.
Yeah, that's what Battlefield does.
Ah.
At least they did that in Battlefield 4. And in fact, they even had an extra incentive where if you actually knife someone from behind them, they would actually have this extra bit to the animation where you'd see your character grab their dog tags, and then you'd get those dog tags in a collection.
Which sounds like fun.
Yeah. And there would even be a thing where it's like, whenever you encountered that player later on, it would, like, if they killed you, it would then come up saying, like, how many times they've collected dog tags from you.
Oh.
Uh, so yeah, at the moment, I'm trying to find a sort of pose for Giz. I've decided that I recently had an update of her in Bulkhead, but I haven't actually had a new update of her alone. I'm like, maybe I should also give her an updated weapon. So I'm trying to find like a cool gunslinging pose. Because I've really grown out of favor of static poses, where it's just like they don't really imply any kind of personality or action.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Well, I can't really help you because the only gunslinger with an awesome pose I can think of is McCready.
Well, the thing is, like, McCree doesn't exactly have the same personality as Giz, so.
Yeah.
No, that's why I said I can't help because that's the only gunslinger I can think of.
Hmm.
Because pretty sure Vash the Stampede doesn't exactly have a pose per se.
Yeah.
So, wish I could help you, dude. Also, hey, if this mission is successful, we'll get a nice bonus. Yeah, what kind of bonus? I'll get to meet Xenu? Yeah, I also like the fact, I like the implication that, yes, these people are getting paid.
God, I almost like to imagine. It's like, yeah, I'm getting a bonus. The other one looks at them. You're getting paid?
Exactly. It's like with the henchmen from with the Monarch. It's like, listen, I had to buy all this myself, and not everybody has duplicates of old stuff. And it's like, pretty.
Actually, I think I got an idea.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, because again, Giz being a bit sassy could have like a bit of a sassy pose, her showing off. Maybe it could be like she's got a gun sort of held at the side or whatever, just kind of like casually, just like holding gun in one hand and maybe maybe like a freaking a detonator in the other hand. Like, yeah, I've just put a sticky bomb on you or something like that.
Maybe something that's kind of like a little bit of a loose pose, where it's just like, got one, you just kind of holding off, you know, kind of loosely, being like, man, I don't even need to concentrate on this to make this work.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing.
Or Cause I'm still not sure if I prefer Giz with like two pistols, or giving her like one larger, more intricate looking sort of magic tech sort of cannon that she has to hold with two hands.
No, no. It's the cannon, and she's holding it with one hand over her shoulder, and then she has like a thumbs up pose.
Yeah.
I'll admit that to me the idea of her having a big techie gun does sound like it fits her.
Yeah.
Especially if it's much bigger than her, and she totally should not be able to carry it.
Not really that over the top.
That's fair.
Well, yeah, maybe it is like a big two-handed sort of gun cannon, and maybe she's got it like uh she's not even holding it. It's like she's got it vertically, and she's like leaning against it.
Yeah, I could see that. Speaking of gun, I'm playing a musketeer swashbuckler. Because, yeah, apparently with Skulls and Shackles, guns are... It's one of those things where guns technically don't show up until the later half of the adventure, but you can actually put them in earlier if you're,
Yeah.
well, if you're a player, and yeah. I hope to eventually end up, with a pistol in one hand and a sword in the other. Think that'll be fun. I don't think I can forgive 2021. I mean, as a last fuck you, they took Betty away from us. Like, what the hell?
I think the worst part is that it was what, like 16 days before her 100th birthday.
Oh.
Yeah. She even tweeted she was excited to celebrate it.
Yeah.
And granted, I'm not that well versed in her stuff, but every time I've heard of her and I've seen some of her work, she's just a delight.
Oh yeah.
Apparently good on and off the screen.
Yeah, she is one of those few just all around wholesome people.
Yeah.
I say wholesome though, she also kind of bucked trends. Like, she wasn't exactly the sweet old lady. She would tell a dirty joke.
Yeah, like she pretty much was the cool grandma.
Yeah.
That's what she was. She was the cool grandma, and boomers and younger generation liked her for it. Also, she apparently was one of the earlier generations to be like, two people like to love each other, why stop them?
Yeah. And of course, big animal lover.
Well, yeah.
it's one of those things that it's kind of like it kind of gives me it's a weird thing to hear where it's like she was this big name and she was also back in the day. I mean, even hell, she looked good no matter what age she was. She was a good looker, even in her old age.
Yeah,
She still
he was a few people I know that has aged gracefully.
yeah, and she never had kids.
Really?
Now there's a
Yeah.
surprise.
Hmm.
You'd think that somebody would have taken her, but no fig. Then again, what man could have been as wholesome as her? I'd say Mr. Rogers, but I think he was married before that. And Mr. Rogers totally wouldn't marry or divorce, if his wife died or something. Yeah. But now I'm sad because, God, Mr. Rogers, that was a good
Well,
man.
that's one of those things where I figure you gotta just appreciate that we had her while we had her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Left behind a good legacy. So what we need to do? We must protect Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves is immortal. We all know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's either a Highlander or Merlin.
I I still love the bloody frickin' one of the recent interviews they did for The Matrix, where the interviewer brought up frickin' Cyberpunk, and they're like, did you know that there are people making mods where they can have sex with your character? And he's just immediately like, yes.
I know, it's just so beautiful. I love it. Like, he's just like, he understands the internet. He actually understands it. And he has embraced it fully.
Yeah, it's one of the things that I kind of regret is that for the longest time, I I had this. I looked down on him. I was just like, Keanu Reeves. He's a pathetic actor. Because all I knew of him was The Matrix, and I just remember in The Matrix, like, you know,
He was kind of
it.
boring.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm not gonna deny that. I don't think anybody can deny that while he was decent, around everyone else, yeah, he was pretty boring for a main lead. And the whole Messiah thing was a bit heavy-handed.
Yeah.
They went a little too heavy on that. Especially in the later movies. Like, oh boy.
Like, I remember there was. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, also a reminder that he was also in Bill and Ted.
Yeah, but I didn't really know about that back then.
Yeah, I mean.
To be fair, neither did I.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell, I always just thought he was like. I thought he was kind of an unknown actor. He tried to get
A bit
a
overrated.
spot from. He tried to use Matrix as his pathway and failed. That's how I saw it, and I'm just like, yeah, nah. Because the big thing is, right, there was rumors of a live action Cowboy Bebop. This was about 10 years ago. And one of the rumored actors to play Spike was Keanu Reeves, and I was just like, no way, that would be absolutely horrible. And now I think, you know what, he probably would have actually done it a lot better than.
Than what Netflix pulled off, if we're being honest. I think at the very 10 years ago, a live-action Cowboy Bebop probably would have been bad, but not as bad.
But yeah, I other than that, I don't want to bring up the Netflix adaptation conversation again.
Yeah.
You know what? That's completely fair. Though on the subject of Netflix, I would say the dub for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Stone Ocean was good, especially with Yang Ye. Like the way, if you didn't know it was Yang Ye voicing the villain, you probably wouldn't know it was him. He's got a good range.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Like, when I think of like a YouTuber that would get a voice role in any kind of big anime, I immediately think ProZD.
Yeah, but they're not the only one. Lulu from Overlord was Liam Lee, who does a lot of those like
Yeah, covers.
yeah, those covers. Then of course Team Force has a bunch
Yeah.
of actors. Hell, I'm Gone was a poor kid actor.
Yeah.
The guy who So I have noticed that yeah, a lot of dubbing companies are looking for talent, which I appreciate.
I mean, if nothing else, it helps give you an immediate idea of, oh, what voice will this guy give us, and how much do people already like this dude?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, I'm voicing this guy. Boom. There you go.
Yeah, because like Connor, aka D-Dog, he's a professional voice actor, and he's had some funny stories about his voice acting stuff on Trash Taste. I know Aaron, he's at least voiced a couple of characters in he did the Snaggleback in Owl House.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. You had to tell me that was him as well, because he
Yeah.
actually pulled it off decently.
That's actually pretty cool, not gonna lie.
And I think he's also a recurring character in OKKO, or whatever it's called.
That is what it's called.
Yeah.
I wouldn't surprise me, though I haven't seen it, so I'm meaning to get around to it.
Or I could be thinking of someone else. I haven't actually had a look at his IMDb recently. Yeah.
Why don't you go do that now?
I could, yes.
I'm actually, with my YouTube thing with Newbert, we actually do have a voice actor who works with us. He actually has done some stuff. Mostly bit parts, but he's actually voiced one of the characters for Gaston Impact.
Genshin Impact.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, the way you said it this just then reminds me of another thing I heard recently in Trash Taste. One of their guests who is very much a boomer despite his age. Like, he's only like between 20 and 30, and yet he's the most boomer person they've ever had. He was trying to think of a game that is popular, so he's like, Apex Raid of Shadows.
Oh my god.
I feel like that's shitpost against her.
No, he had absolutely no idea.
Although Apex Raid of Shadows does actually sound kind of a cool game, not gonna lie. Fucking Raid Shadow Legends. Why isn't it dead yet?
I can only assume it has enough people going in it to actually, like, keep happening.
Oh, right, okay. It's not OKKO. I was thinking OKKO because it's a similar series in sort of style, but no, it's Mighty Swords that he was in.
Ah, well, I don't blame you. A lot of those Cartoon Network shows fall into Cal Art style. Ugh. I'm not gonna lie, I do dislike Cal Art style. Not because it's a low effort kind of animation, but because it's so similar to each other, I can't tell. I sometimes mix up series if I see two screenshots. It's like looking at the old Barbera stuff with how they use similar art styles for a lot of their stuff. It's easy to mix them up.
I'd also say that's kind of an issue of character design in general as well. If like it's one thing to have a lot of people using the same style, but if you can't distinguish between characters within that art style, that is not good character design, I think.
Yeah, otherwise it's kind of funny because, like, he doesn't really get major roles. He's always just kind of additional voices and minor characters. And, like, I wonder if that's because he actually does decide that Game Grumps is more of his focus than his actual original intention to be a voice actor.
It does make sense. I've done Skype before, what it's like being a voice actor. It's not as glamorous as people make it out to be. Sometimes you have to pick it. And I'm inferring from what Aaron about. Aaron, yeah, sometimes you could just pick minor roles, build your voice out, but not have to focus it. Easier to voice a one-off and two-off character.
Yeah. But it's like frickin' the Critical Role group. They're all bloody big-time voice actors, and yet they still have time every week to sit down and play a couple of hours of Dungeons and Dragons.
I have to admit, it is rather impressive, especially since I'm fully aware that Critical Role isn't all up at the moment saying like they start to re-roll stuff like also takes a lot of effort.
Well, yeah, but they've actually got an animated series coming out, which is kind of supposed to be the origin story of how the crew got together.
Yeah.
Which they've never actually...
But, yeah, that's what gives Critical Role. Well, but one thing, and it's not that merciful, the problem is that, well, because the popular games are now developed, that makes new players think, oh, all DMs like
Yeah.
that really might only make it like that it's just sending a bad press. And
Yes, I've seen that video as well.
What video?
There's been a rather big video about that very topic.
Really? I legitimately have not seen it. I came to that conclusion myself. So, huh. Go figure.
But yeah.
Yeah, I got nothing against them. Some people might find it cringy, maybe people don't like them for how they act. But, I think it's honest.
He's a great GM. There's actually like... I would not fault the way he GMs at all. In fact, the thing that he does that I'm striving to do is like, and this is where I very vehemently disagree with Pro Jared, whereas Pro Jared would be like, you know, you never say no, and like, no, okay, you never say no, sure, but you don't do it the way Jared did. You do it the way Matt Mercer does. He says, you can certainly try.
Which is also one of those PM tells of like, are you sure? Or how do you do that? Or stuff like that.
Yeah, it's really just like, you know what? You can try. It's up to the dice.
Dice. What was one like really good today? And one of the other ones was like literally 3 ones in a row for 3 different, checks. At that point we go, well, my character is a follower of Ben Mara, and I think he's fucking with them. He stole the good rolls and gave it to me.
Yeah, you bringing out word.
What?
Dave Bot, how do you do it? I'm doing good. How about you?
Wait.
Yeah, hey Dave. Last guy's called us just now.
Oh my...
Good question.
I just realized...
Yeah?
Frickin'... I have I've got your stream running, but I also accidentally clicked on one of your older streams.
Oh. I was wondering why you said I was bringing out Bird. I don't remember doing that.
So I had 2 of your videos running. Yeah.
Now, if only I made money more that way. Also, okay, this is kind of neat that they showed the snow getting stamped down as you move.
Yeah.
Actually pretty cool. I like
So that way you can draw a penis.
it.
Penis.
Also, Pro Jared's top games of 2021. Do you agree or disagree?
I disagree. I mean, I still have my problems with Bravely Default. He oversells it, but I guess it's a good game if you come into it not expecting it to be the same as Bravely Default 1 or Bravely 2nd. Because again, that's my biggest disappointment with that game, is that the first 2 games did some really cool storytelling stuff. Bravely Default 2 does none of that.
You know what? That is completely fair. One of these days, I'm still gonna have to play them.
And the biggest problem is that Bravely 2nd ends with a freaking sequel tease. It was meant to be a trilogy.
Bravely Default 2 is not connected, or
Nope, it is not connected.
Okay.
And it sucks because basically the reason we got Bravely Default 2 as it is instead of a follow-up to the original duo is because of I think it was Japanese the Japanese player base had burnt out a bit on Bravely Default stuff at the time. It wasn't selling as well in Japan as, like, it still sold well, but people were just kind of lukewarm about it. Whereas, in the rest of the world, it was gangbusters. But the director was like, yeah, nope, the Japanese player base was very lukewarm about it. Not going to continue this. Like, fuck you.
Yeah. And it always does suck when you have something that leaves on the promise of more and nothing else comes. Like, of course, there's the good old. Do you remember this article? It's this planet. It's something about this planet. And we're not gonna get any follow up on that until we get X2 if it ever fucking happens.
Yeah, not even DLC. Like, I am kind of hoping that we might get like a sort of Switch remaster or whatever, like maybe like a HD remaster version of it sometime like this year maybe, which adds some extra stuff to it, like Xenoblade 1 did.
Like, I'd even take a straight-up port just to make it so that people can get a chance to actually play it on a console that has a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love... The Wii U was not a bad console in my opinion, but it did not perform well, that is for sure.
As for that, it takes a lot of heat to melt ice, especially in a cold region. I don't think that ice would be moving a bit too fast to melt.
Yeah, I can see the reasoning for it, but yeah.
Okay, for this, it's not the hail, it's not the fact that it's cold, it's the fact that it's just bonking repeatedly.
That reminds me of one of my favorite little tidbits about frickin' Hideo Kojima doing stuff, well, having stuff added to the game that no one even realized was in the game for years and actually added nothing to the game, but he wanted it. In Metal Gear Solid 2, there is one part where you go to a bar and, you know, there's like a bloody frickin' bucket of ice. If you spill that ice onto the table, the ice will actually have like proper ice physics. The ice that is further away from the other, you know, ice cubes melts faster.
Wow. So unnecessary, but still neat.
Like, no one's gonna notice that. Well, I mean, someone did.
Oh my god, the metatype killed itself.
Also, yeah. What? Can we just look? I said before I was going to get it. Hideo Kojima is the mad lad of, you know, game development. Like, almost to a fault.
I mean, hell, he actually went out and made a walking simulator that is legitimately a walking simulator.
One that I need to actually play.
Yeah. Like, I keep meaning to think about giving that a try too. Like, I know for a lot of people it was not as fulfilling as they hoped it would be, but on the other hand, the fact that it can have such a polarizing reaction with lots of people liking it and lots of people hating it, at least gives me the impression it's something that you can be passionate about.
That and I would like to figure out what to do with the weird baby. Baby's in a tank.
And yeah, like, I mean, using hail in a volcano, magic is magic. Magic doesn't have to follow normal rules.
Magic, I don't have to explain, bitches.
And that's one of those things that after a while you just gotta accept that it's a game.
I'm not done, man. There is a literal feeling button.
Well, remember, like, this Pokemon is also the setting where there is a, you know, Regice is completely made of ice, but it is unmeltable ice. You could plunge Regice into the middle of an active volcano and he would not melt.
You know, I just imagine it's just that he's in the volcano. It's like, this is fine. Actually, though, it would just be that weird sound DNA gives them.
And now I'm just imagining you get Regice. You have this ancient ice golem of a Pokemon that's been around for Lord knows how many thousands of years since ancient times. It's like, okay, Regice, I need you to do a favor for me. Could you just hold this bottle for a bit for me until it gets chilled? Okay, thanks.
You go camping, have a Regilecki as your portable generator.
Yeah. God, I think I even mentioned this when doing Shield, but like, man, imagine sand and ice at the same time would just be the worst kind of storm to deal with.
Yeah. I wonder if we will eventually get any more Reggies, or like, I think 5 Reggies is kind of, well, I guess technically 6, but nah, not including Gigas. 5 is a good number, though I could imagine Reggies of pretty much every type.
It could happen, but like, I feel like the key of what I think makes Reggie's cool and is why I'm not as into the electric and dragon ones is that the stone, ice, and steel feel like they make sense in terms of being elements pulled out of the ground and fashioned into something. Whereas electricity and dragon feels a bit esoteric for that.
Yeah, it's like the way they tried to explain dragon was like, oh, they were trying to create a dragon, but they only managed to make the head.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. I think if you think of it in that terms, I think there should be a red, like maybe call it like Reggie Wood, Reggie.
Maybe a Regigaia for the ground type, but it's like made out of clay.
Yeah, well, like wood and yeah, right, clay, yeah.
Volcano, fire.
Yeah, no, that.
Fire is like, it has been used for like magma type stuff, but I feel like fire itself as an element is more of a energy based thing than a material.
So yeah, really, the only one that would really make sense would be a grass type. And it's like, yeah, ground type would also work, but then you get into that weird, like, it's the one problem I have with Pokemon where rock and ground are so similar like, yes, it's understandable that they aren't the same thing, but a lot of the times they do kind of fit the same.
Yeah, and it's like the differences are usually pretty slight. And yeah, it would be cool if they did have more cast forms, but I guess that would be contingent on them making more weather effects.
Yeah. It's like talking of like Pokemon that could have forms of every type. One of the reasons that people think we're not going to get any more evolutions is that each of the evolutions is kind of the magic sort of typing.
Which I get. I mean, I would say grass is a bit... Okay, I mean, grass can still fit that, but it's like... I'd still say, come on, man! Like, having a new EV element is like, that's almost like a free design idea right there.
Yeah.
It's just like, take Eevee and make it ground or whatever-ish. And you got yourself a free thing.
Yeah, because if you think of it as only like the magic types, the only one missing would be Dragon.
And a little fluffy dragon would be just excellent to have.
Yeah. But I feel like they wouldn't want to do that because they are weird with the dragon type. Like, it feels like sometimes they don't want, like, we usually only get like maybe 1 or 2 dragons per generation. Ghost type would also be a magic type. So yeah, that theory doesn't really make sense either. Unless we get a dragon and ghost Eevee.
Now I'm just imagining, oh my god, it could actually work out with Dracula. Because the Order of the Dragon is, you know, what Dracula was, so it's like, you get a little Eevee with, extra big fangs, and, I don't know, little, it has wings that look like a cape.
Yeah. Yeah. The name, the only name that would really kind of make sense would be Dragion, which just sounds...
Well, you could go Drakeon would work a little bit.
Drakion, yeah.
Or Wyvion, like Wyvern.
Yeah. An Eevee wearing a dragon costume with monkey.
That would be freaking cute.
Eevee.
Yes.
What would a ghost evolution be called? Like, maybe you could think of like Ecdion, or what'd you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ecdion, maybe
Spookion.
Spookion.
Actually, that one's a good one. I like that.
Mystion. Mysticism, Occultion. No, I mean, that one might not work. Because it's like, Sylveon, people might, like, that one makes sense. People might not understand that, like, you know, Sylveon's name comes from, like, another word for fairy.
Ooh. Bansheon. Give it like Echo Voice as a move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe even have an ability that is since I don't think we've got one for the ghost type yet, similar to like refrigerate and pixelate, so something like
No, you're like,
no,
no.
that's, yeah, I can't think of what they would actually call it for the ghost type, but basically it makes normal type moves the ghost type.
Just got a spell tag in the middle of that. Neat coincidence.
Now if you go back in there, she's not there.
Wait.
Yeah, it's suspected she's a ghost. I think there's even a theory that she might be in a frost lass.
She's
Or
still
she,
there.
At least.
You lied to me!
Or is that a different house?
Let's see. Oh yeah, there's the frickin' stone.
Right.
What was that?
You're a liar, Argo.
I'm pretty sure that was supposed to be her, unless that was a different one.
I mean, okay, you know what? Let's go and take another look. Yeah.
Yo.
I mean, maybe she disappears later or something.
Yeah, because I did it and she was gone right away.
Maybe she just didn't want to deal with you. He's like, here, I'll give you the spell tag if you fuck off.
No, Ghostly Touch wouldn't be a good move because you don't want all moves to be the same type. Like, yeah, like it would work for the whole idea of changing normal type moves to ghost type, except as we've seen, the naming convention they use for that ability is having E8 at the end of it. As I said, like refrigerate, pixelate. I think there's another. Quite think of at the moment.
Spiriate? Yeah, I'd still give it a thought.
I'll leave it
So the Japanese, actually, man, I kind of prefer the Japanese version of Pixelate. They call it Fairy Skin, which, okay, doesn't exactly make sense for why it changes normal type moves to fairy type.
I guess the idea is that
Like-
you're covering normal skin in fairy energy, as it were.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. And yeah, I actually forgot that that's Sylveon's signature ability, Pixelate.
Around Sylveon, everything normal becomes fabulous.
Yeah, I know Pixelate mostly because, you know, that is what makes Mega God of War so good and why Hyper Voice is one of the best moves on Mega God of War. Basically, Hyper Voice is, I believe, a 110 power. Pixelate gives that a 30% boost, and because it also changes the type, it then gets stab bonus. So it just makes Hyper Voice like essentially 150 power.
That's a lot of power. Route 217. See, what is it? A Pokemon battle? I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to, but oh well. Trainer's always raring to fight.
Yeah.
Girl, what are you doing with a Roselia in the snow? Here, I'll help you warm it up.
You know, here's an idea I think they should do for a starter set, one generation. I think we actually need a set of starters that actually have like multiple third stage evolutions. Like I could see. I bring this up specifically because it's like I don't think we've got an ice grass type yet, and I could see like a grass type starter having maybe like you get the winter form, which would be, you know, grass, ice, and maybe like the summer form, which could be like, you know, grass, fire. That's another typing combination we don't have.
Yeah, it would be cool if there were like multiple things and like give players a chance to like, I don't know, maybe it changes depending on conditions that they go through.
Yeah.
Also think of why does Scorpion lose bug type when he evolves into Drapion? Only Bugmon that loses his bug type when he evolves. I'm not sure. I mean, best I could figure is maybe it's a thing where because Dark is kind of the more anti-psychic of the two, maybe the bug evolves into Dark to be more effective anti-psychic.
Yeah.
Around these parts, perhaps because of all the snow, there are many folk tales of hauntings. It's not true. I was told that this one lady at this one cottage was a ghost, but she was perfectly normal. Oh fuck.
Okay,
Yes?
maybe it was only in the original games and they forgot to fix that or change that for... Cause I'm pretty sure she is supposed to disappear. There's an entire theory based around it.
You sure you're not suffering some kind of Mandela effects thing?
Oh god, don't tell me that.
It's also, I didn't want you to land a critical... Okay.
Good old Zosma.
Yeah, this is 217. Or I guess I was in 217 for a while. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, and I do like Loxton's Cascade region.
I still need to take a look at that series at some point. Cutie Lakefront.
I kept on commenting on his video, basically like on his videos every time we release a bunch of new Pokemon. I'm like, you're still missing the fur bait and the waifu bait Pokemon. it's not a complete region until you have those two.
You are not wrong.
Also, my god, this thing of, oh, the grunts are blocking the way, we're standing guard, and we're making sure that they... Like, man, by this point, I know they're up to no good. I should just be able to frickin' double battle them and frickin' bury their faces in the snow.
Yeah, I know. And yeah, he actually did end up doing a fur bait. Like a fight, I think it was like a fighting cat Pokemon. Pretty cool.
Nice. Steel cast form. Man, I'm trying to think of what steel weather would be. Because, like, you know, I'm thinking of one thing for that, and it's frickin' satellite garbage coming down as meteors.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Bloody... a little bigger than Kubi, yes. Yeah. Cool design, but yeah.
Let's see, what do you do? Okay, you're for post-game, okay.
Yep, this boat's just for the champion. Yep, can't wait until hopefully someone I'm talking to right now is champion sometime in the future. And yeah, that's right. I think the steel weather type was basically high. Magnetic field.
Let's see. Ooh, Nib got a potion.
What? No doll?
Yeah. Maybe he's scared to hold on to dolls now.
You're gonna take him away, you monster.
Put you Bob on the PC for now.
The one thing I find funny is freaking so Loxton like did his whole Fakemon region, and then like every other Poketuber was immediately like, Fakemon region, let's make a Fakemon region.
Follow the leader. See, hello, do you know a trendy saying? Brilliant? Just read my mind. Okay. You're weird, but you know what? He knows what's up. He's got himself a Vulpix. He's got the fluffy hotness with him.
It's like, it's like, do you know what Trendy's saying? It's like, oh yeah, you know, your drip's looking real nice, fam. What kind of language are you speaking?
I would go with like and subscribe. That's a trendy saying, right?
I like how Mother's Basement does it. Just like hit the doobly doo. Like yeah, he doesn't need to do the song and dance. People just by saying that people know what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, this is the girl who has a haunter with an Everstone, isn't it?
Oh, bitch. Anyway, I'll be right back. I gotta go.
Alright.
Yeah.
It's no wonder she's hiding out in the city when she's committing war crimes.
This. I hated this, Ian. At least the puzzle.
Nothing like good old sliding ice puzzles.
And it's funny, you can soft lock yourself.
That's not good design.
No. Yeah, that's the whole thing. You have to actually be sliding to damage the snowballs.
The sliding does nothing?
Nah, those ones are.
Oh,
just
okay,
yeah.
got momentum.
Yeah.
I'll admit, I'm kind of surprised she did not just stop me mid-slide and challenge me to a Pokemon fight.
So I think because they did sort of go with try to give you 360 movement, you can actually kind of cheese it by trying to I think you can basically wiggle up the slope by going diagonally.
Man, they did a good job designing this game. Ugh. Yeah, that's a nice ice grass type you got there.
It'd be a shame if someone had a fire type.
Alright, back. So what did I miss?
I burned down a tree.
Yeah, and also discussing how well designed this game is. Because there are two major glitches here. You can soft lock yourself, and apparently you can walk up the slopes by like wiggling by going diagonal. Unless they've patched that.
They might have patched that because I'm having a bit of a time trying to pull that off. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, it looks like they patched it.
Sheepy. I want a sheepy. I want to be a sleepy sheepy.
Okay, and if you try to do diagonal slide, they just lock you onto a direction. Okay.
Yeah. Also, these male trainers here kind of remind me of Bastion from GX.
Oh, so yeah, that would be something if a move was 4 times effective and they said, yeah, super duper effective. Just to have that little bit of emphasis. Oh yeah, you definitely freaked up by having this combination.
Or I could see it being like ultra effective, just because I like the idea of someone shouting it out like frickin' Marvel versus Capcom style. Or no, I think it is just Street Fighter where it's like ultra combo.
No, that's oh, I know what I'm thinking. No, it's not that. It's it was made by Rare.
Oh right, yeah, that's Killer Instinct. Yeah.
Also, well, this dude is actually breaking expectation.
I don't think that a Wonder Spirit Tomb would work anymore because doesn't Fairy go to Ghost?
Yep. Yeah. Spirit Wonder Tomb was a popular Hackmon back in the day. I remember battling a few of them when this game first came out. But yeah, nowadays it is actually not that hard to deal with Fairy. Yeah, that's why it was literally called, like, the nickname for it was Wonder Tomb.
Wonder Tomb sounds like some weird theme park ride.
Yeah.
Come ride the Wonder Tomb! Yeah, like, when with 1 HP, it just destroys itself with Substitute?
Yeah, you can't use Substitute if you don't have enough HP to be able to use it. So it's literally a move that I can't use.
Oh.
Now it's more useless. At least Happini with huge power eventually becomes like, if you don't know about how to build a Chanty or Blissey, you can still get some benefit out of huge power. Not much, but whereas yeah, Substitute is absolutely useless in particular.
Well, really, should Denji learn's final Gant? Okay, that is...
Okay, that's pretty worthless.
That seems like something that's just meant to be a cruel noob trap.
it's funny. Like I still don't really understand why they add certain abilities. It's like, yeah, those abilities may kind of make the Pokemon unique, and in some cases kind of be a way to limit making like really strong Pokemon. But let's just say you have what is it, Truant? Truant really ruined what would otherwise be a very good normal type Pokemon in Blackie. And it's like, yeah, people have worked their way around Truant by, or Truancy, whatever it's called, by having using like Giga Slam.
Or replace, or in a double battle, Simple Beam, Steel Swap.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of the point. It's supposed to be a lethal joke Pokemon. And
Yes.
it's unlethal.
So, something that you gotta kind of work with to make it, like, work for you, which I do think is an interesting thing, but then you do have things where it's like, okay, it's one thing if there's a Pokemon that just has a unique battle style that you gotta kind of work with. But then
Yeah,
it's like,
like,
you have stuff like Love Disc that is just absolutely useless.
Yeah.
No,
Like,
it does have hard skills. Therefore,
yeah.
it has a use.
Which is no longer useful because you can just dig them from the underground.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I would say, like, I think a Pokemon that has a unique ability that actually gives it an interesting playstyle despite the kind of weakness the ability adds is, of course, Galissapod, where it's like, it has the retreat. I can't remember what it's called at the moment. It's like, it's like,
It gets hit and it retreats, right?
yeah. But it also then gets a signature move called like First Impression, which is like the first, when it uses First Impression, when it first enters battle, it like doubles the damage or something like that. So it's kind of designed to be this hit and run Pokemon. And then you have Archeon, which has Defeatist. When it loses half of its HP, all of its stats drop massively. And its stats aren't even that good to begin with.
Wow.
But yeah, that's a useless. That's like a frustratingly useless ability. The only way I can kind of see that maybe working is if you and send it to your opponent.
Yeah.
That's like the only use I can give that. There are better strategies, right? So, the whole get someone over like there's a Yu-Gi-Oh card called Gift Card, where you and your opponent literally swap a card from each other's deck.
Also, trying to do Fire Red with only Magikarp isn't going well for me. I would imagine that seems torturous.
Seems like the problem. What are you? Castree?
And that's one of those things where I applaud you for having the patience to try that, but that is one of those things that just seems like trying to climb a sheer cliff face without equipment.
Yeah, it's sort of the same with like the Professor Oak challenge. Heard of that one?
Having a look at Archeops again, it's actually okay. I think I can see why it's got Defeatist, because you can get it fairly early, and it does have an attack of 140 and speed of 110, which is fairly strong for what is meant to, like, but that's just kind of the bad mentality in Pokemon. they have this weird balancing system where it's like, oh, this is meant to be an early game Pokemon, so we can't give it stats too high. It's like, no, just why not balance all Pokemon regardless of what level you get them in the game? So that way they can all be useful end game.
Yeah, because it's like part of the whole thing of them like having multiple typings and abilities and all that is that you can have things that are all good in different situations. It's just some might be better suited for like, oh, like very early example, oh, the first gym leader is a rock dude, so it would be more advantageous if I picked the grass or water dude. So, because yeah, otherwise it's like, I'm reminded of how there's that stupid corny thing about how, oh, there's no such thing as weak or strong Pokemon. And it's like, yes there is, and you designed the game that way. Don't act like you didn't do that on purpose.
I mean, look at freaking Onyx. It's a giant rock snake, and yet it is one of the worst Pokemon. It sucks even look at it.
Yeah.
It looks sad about that.
And it's like, it's also one of the reasons why there is a very limited number of viable bug types. Because bug types were literally designed just to be early game Pokemon. That's why they also evolve really fast, so that way it's like, you get them at their max power early, but their max power peters out very quickly.
Which is a shame, because there's some nice bug types out there, and it's like, I'm glad we at least have, like, frickin' Volcarona. It was pretty neat, but it's like, man, better frickin' respect Beedrill.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good thing Beedrill got a Mega Evolution.
Yeah.
Which Pokemon Company Game Freak chooses to ignore is the thing.
I'm so confused as to why Butterfree didn't also get one.
I have no idea.
Like, you would think that if people got it, it would counterpart Butterfree.
Yeah.
Especially since, like, with the anime, it has kind of a positive association there.
God, I hate this puzzle so much. I had to eventually, I gave up and actually looked at a guide.
I can't say I'm entirely fond of it either. Like, I remember even when frickin', I remember in Gold and Silver, I thought the ice path was just the dumbest thing to have to go through.
Yeah. I mean, Compound Eyes doesn't do much for Butterfree. Because all Compound Eyes does is just, like, increase accuracy. Which is like, okay, yeah, that means it can more reliably use stronger moves that would otherwise miss, but doesn't really actually change its overall power. I think this was the exact one I kept getting stuck on, because it's like, it's hard to think of where you need to actually approach it.
And the dips in the floor can kind of mess with your perception of where things line up.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, Inner Tube Man.
Yeah, Brent, have a look at this trainer. Would you not agree that he looks like Bastion? Yeah, from GX.
Oh, let me refresh and get a chance to actually internet. Fucking lucky. Yeah, I can totally see it.
I mean, how he Tackle? Which generation was this? Because like, Tackle didn't really get any power. Like, Tackle got a power boost in Gen 7, I believe, but until then it was kind of mediocre move. Like, it could probably take about 4 or 5 tackles before being taken down. And on average, I think it's a 25% chance to wake up from sleep. So you got really unlucky. Yeah. Then again, as we've discussed many times here, Red and Blue Gen 1 was a horribly broken game.
Oh god, it was held together with paper clips, chewed bubble gum, and a few hopes and prayers.
Yeah.
And given some of the nightmare fuel misses now has shown up, I don't think they were praying to any loving god.
And I think you're done. Good job.
Yes. Alright. You know, if I can just line myself up with the middle thing. Okay. Whee! Fight me. You want to
I hate
challenge?
your...
Yeah?
You just walk up to it, it's like, your puzzle fucking sucks.
Yes. You want to challenge Candace? You bet your ass I want to challenge Candace. Sure thing, I was waiting for someone tough. But I should tell you, I'm tough because I know how to focus.
Candace did fit your mile! God, I'm sorry, I had
God. Pokemon, fashion, romance, it's all about focus. I'll show you just what I need. Get ready to lose.
Crazy girl who just walks around in the cold with that, like,
You know she's crazy because of that frickin' puzzle she put in her gym.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that? You have a Snover. I have a Zosma.
What's a Zosma?
Guess who's about to burn down Christmas?
And so that was the story of how Zosma both stole and saved Christmas. Ugh.
Also, I think her name is probably one of the laziest names.
Oh,
like,
ice, canned ice.
Yeah.
I didn't even notice that.
Without rock sand.
Roxanne, yeah. I think,
Or rock.
yeah.
Rock
yeah. I think,
What about Brock?
Actually, yeah. they're-
Nerd.
Then you have one that is kind of... You kind of have to kind of think about it for a moment to sort of get the connection, which is Chantal. The only reason her name is Chantal in the English version is because haunt. Chantal.
General was fantastic and super balanced. Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And Misty. Is Sabrina meant to be a Oh, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. She had magic powers. Okay.
I believe that is actually what they referenced, yeah.
Okay. I mean, at least that one is like a reference you gotta think about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Blaine's fine. So is Giovanni, although Giovanni being an Italian name for a mafia, a little on the nose.
His is not so much a gym leader name as it is a mafia name.
Faulkner, as in Faulkman.
He's the last one.
No, Faulkner
Sure.
was first.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who the last gym leader is in there. He's the guy that's basically like, I'm so good that I'm bored with everyone. I'm not going to battle anymore because everyone just bores me.
Do not remember. So, like, that is literally all I know about him, is that he's a dick.
Yeah.
White, normal.
Yeah.
What? Yeah, I guess that. Yeah.
Oh! I didn't know I'd made you that happy.
Yay, happy!
She just had fun going ice skating with you. Now, God, now just imagine just the Chansey slipping and just sort of rolling around in the center of the ice crater.
She just falls over, and all we hear is, I bit my Wookiee!
Bent my Wookiee.
I bit my Wookiee!
This kind-hearted Pokemon nurses sick
Actually,
Pokemon to
that's
health. It
why
senses feelings of sadness.
Remember, Ralph Wiggum was
Yeah.
able to win the entire diorama contest.
Just because of bias.
Yeah. You know what? I'm okay with that. Because, to be honest, the little Star Wars figurines work pretty fantastic. Especially with the Jawas, the final row.
Let's see. Team 72. Avalanche. Okay.
That's right, Volkner, yeah. And yeah, it's funny because it's like, I found him the easiest of the gym leaders in this, and he's like supposed to be the strongest, so strong that he finds every battle boring, and he's just like, yeah, if you fail to entertain me, I'm going to challenge the Elite Four. And I'm just like,
You know what else? He's such a dick. He rerouted the town's electrical supply to his gym. Because he's bored. Say what you want about
Yeah.
Lamont and his, you know, mad scientist-esque technology thing. He didn't draw all the electricity for one experiment, right?
yeah, I mean, I believe he already built his gym in what was the, like, wasn't the tower supposed to be the the city's power?
But
Something like
well,
that.
as I recall, for that, the idea is the generator was out in the wastes or whatever, and he was like rewiring the lighting for what was basically Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, just Volk in general, I guess, is what it's supposed to be. Ah, Snowpoint Ruins.
I guess we're not
Okay.
important enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, aka...
Gigas.
Yeah. Okay, now let's go beat up some grunts. So just gotta make sure. Okay, yeah. What are you doing over here?
And if there's any Pokemon that you want to feel bad for, freaking Flareon, who was useless for the most, and is still kind of the weakest Eon, because it's like Flareon had the highest attack, and yet Fire was special based, and when
Thanks to Twitch Play Pokemon, Flareon has now been reduced to basically the Enterprise.
but no, it's like even once they did the physical special split, I think they only gave Flareon a Blaze Blitz. So basically, the only physical fire move it gets. Just
Well, look at the bright side. At least he didn't end up like his sister Vaporeon.
Hey, memes aside, Vaporeon is still freaking awesome.
yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Flareon made the bold sacrifice to trade versatility for fluffiness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jolteon's just sort of the middle child. Hey, remember those douchebag
The Eevee brothers, yeah, whatever it was, yeah.
Yeah, remember those assholes? You know, you just know Mikey. You know, it's funny how Mikey's just like, yeah, my Eevee, I'm gonna keep my Eevee forever. Yeah, you know, once Johto came out, that Eevee evolved into either an Umbreon or Espeon, and his brother's forced him to change his outfit. And look.
And yeah, looking up the most recent moveset that Flareon can get. It gets Flare Blitz, as you know, it's and it does get Fire Fang. But still, it's like there are not many physical fire moves. And it's like, there's also stuff like, Flame Charge and Flame Wheel, but Flareon doesn't get them.
Yeah, it's just like Fire Flying. Cool concept, but they don't actually work well.
Yeah.
Oh my
I think
god.
Flareon would...
Just the grunt here. I don't know if you do or not, but a storage key is safe with our guard in front of the HQ. Well, that's not what this is about. Yeah, you were saying?
Yeah, I was thinking, like, if Flareon got, Flame Charge, that could help a bit, because, you know, Flame Charge also has the benefit of increasing speed, which Flareon could use. Yeah.
Well,
See, but the... Go ahead.
I said I got a Dusk Stone.
Yeah. The thing there, Trickster, the Cyndaquil line is much better than Charmander line. Well, actually, I'll just say Cyndaquil alone is better than Charmander. I still have a soft spot for Charizard, even though I'm sick of it. Go Floofbird.
Yeah. Becoming active at night, it is known to form flocks with a numerous Murkrow in tow. Ah. You know what? I got my Duskstone. Here you go, Niblet. He's been trying to hold on to one for so long. I feel bad with holding it.
And then you go into a battle and someone uses steel. Or rubber.
Oh. Oh. Let's see, actually, we gotta infiltrate through the warehouse, don't we?
Problem. We only got 13 minutes left.
Yeah, I'll probably just engage in a few battles and that'll be it.
Yeah, we got a lot.
Which mafia?
And here's the JoJo's Giarno.
This is like a weirdly jazzy theme for this area.
Yeah.
Huh. I'm now imagining one of those grunts playing a saxophone. They have their own jazz band. Why are they doing that? But somehow.
God, I'm just imagining Cyrus comes along and is like, what did I tell you about having fun?
You suddenly Alan Rickman.
I don't know, I just imagine him talking.
I don't know why, but yeah, Alan Rickman voicing Cyrus is almost dead.
Nah. I don't know. When I think Cyrus, I think I could almost also imagine Christian Bale. Like, you know, American Psycho.
Yeah, it fits.
Ooh. Also, good movie.
Yeah. And of course the frickin' bloody business card scene.
Oh my god.
Probably the most famous.
I don't know. And of course, chopping up a guy with that music playing. Yeah, the whole movie was pretty fun.
It's dress code, I imagine.
Yeah, like, I imagine it's a thing that they put on the uniform, they, like, get everyone's hair dyed and cut in the same stupid bowl cut.
Yeah.
That or the guy
Yeah.
Though in the manga, it's implied that they're also under a form of, like, brainwashing.
Yeah. Which probably explains an image I saw recently, which was Cynthia being brainwashed into becoming a galactic grunt and getting the same outfit and hairstyle.
Where is that image? I'm asking for a friend.
God.
I've seen Whitney get turned into a milk tank.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, with the suffering Whitney has done to us. You can imagine we want a couple of horrible things out there. Like she dumped her so repeatedly.
Yeah, I think it's time we get another cow Pokemon.
We got another sheep, so yeah, let's get a cow.
Yeah, and we've got a couple of horses.
Of course,
There's a couple of pigs, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like we've only got one. I mean, we've only got one cow Pokemon.
Two. Tauros and
I mean, I would say technically a cow is the female one, and
Yeah.
well, the the Taurus is the bull. So that okay, make that a +1. Actually,
and I still just want them to actually make it so that way, give us a pre-evolution that can evolve into either Miltank or Taurus.
well, yeah, you could get an adorable little calf.
Exactly.
Because I always thought that Boros and Miltank were supposed to be kind of work together, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they even imply it with Sun and Moon. Taurus and Miltank share the same, like they put Pokemon in sort of like shared categories, and Miltank and Taurus are on sort of same page, implying a connection.
Yeah.
Not wicked Miltank.
Yeah.
What's weird? It has a love fairy, so you have to work harder to paralyze it, or it can charm male Pokemon. Left, of course, is a female Pokemon. Stomp, which can flame, and of course, fucking Miltank on top of the Pokemon Gym Leader poster. Definitely a difficulty spike if you don't go at it right.
I think I remember people like discussing it, like what would you do, especially in current generations, to make Whitney's Miltank even worse and even tougher? And I think the consensus basically came to give it fairy typing.
Yeah, at that point, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because only somebody who's that evil will be like, this one kid leader that's fucked up with so many people and Nuzlocke? Something worse.
Oh, you know what I think might be interesting for making a new cow Pokemon is maybe something based on one of those, like, really shaggy-looking Highland cows.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Ah, yes, teleport puzzles.
No, these ones aren't as bad.
Still, like, I could just scoot between these boxes. Like, I get it, they put down obstacles, but still, it's like, man, if they, like, just, like, really, like, got a bunch of these big ones and put them, like, edge to edge, I feel like that would be at least a little bit more believable.
Yeah. Yeah, ooh, a fire type cow Pokemon.
That would be interesting. Oh, it's not a cow, but I think comes to mind is the frickin' something based on the frickin' Yavla
Yeah.
And it's like it starts off as a grass type, but it evolves and goes on fire.
Oh?
Oh, I'm not thinking of things goes that are really, really ugly.
Okay, here's an idea. If we ever get a Pokemon region that is based on Greece, I could imagine there being like a three-stage Pokemon, where the final stage is basically a Minotaur, and there would actually be like a separate evolution for the female, more of like a end up more like a
Whole
like a
stars.
cowgirl.
Kind of, yeah. Also,
We're gonna have some fun with Freeze Throne. I'm thinking something like solid.
oh my god, what is this dude doing with the level 32 wormhole?
Yeah.
That is a very good question. Yeah. I know we're gonna get a hype Pokemon, but I don't know, maybe something involving life, the four.
Scylla.
Other creatures that you would probably get.
Oh my god, a fighting type based on the Hecaton carries. So many freaking
Yeah.
arms. I mean, I guess you could
Yeah.
technically consider the Metang line to be kind of like that, but like, if you did something more ridiculous, like that would be awesome.
Oh man, like, you know what I could see it being a fighting bug and based on a spider.
Ooh, yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, do something based on the myth of Arachne.
Yeah.
Ooh, how about a Cyclops?
I mean, have we? I guess we don't have a Cyclops Pokemon, do we?
I mean, Magnemite's technically a Cyclops.
Oh, we do have a Cyclops, Dusclops.
Right! And I, of course, would riot if there's not some form of Centaur Pokemon.
Yeah. Yeah. A Manticore would be kind of cool, because like... yeah, Manticore, I think, like, the idea of a Chimera Pokemon that has, like... I think the best way to do a sort of Chimera Pokemon justice is it would have to have an ability similar to, like, Proteon or something like that, where it can change its typing through combat.
Yeah. Or something like Aegislash is stance changes.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, maybe it's even like a thing of, you have like the goat and tiger form at the front, and then you have the snake in the back.
Yeah.
You could probably
Yeah,
follow
I-
Dino's example, or Hydreigon, that line.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that would actually be the best Pokemon for like a starter. Would be the fire starter that ends up getting the dark type.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, yeah. I guess. Any of them.
Yeah. I think if there was any one kind of mythological being that I would absolutely love to see a Pokemon based on, I am thinking, I think Orochi really is high up there. The serpent dragon with like 8 heads.
That right there is already qualified for a legendary.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. Alright, well...
Orochi, that's a damn terrifying thing.
I'm gonna have to stop here.
Mm-hmm.
It's been cool.
Indeed.
Thank you for discussion and hanging out and being cool. And thank you for stopping by, Dave. See you around.
Yeah.